to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn."
Already there.
First blood. Minions have spawned.
All in good time. Inevitably. The way is always the same.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Yes.
An ally has been slain.
Already there.
An enemy has been slain. You have slain an enemy. An enemy has been slain.
Inevitably.
An ally has been slain.
Time is wasted.
Shut down. slain. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Killing spree. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Double kill.
Time is wasted.
An ally has been slain. Rampage. Double kill. An enemy has been slain.
The way is always the same. Yes.
has been slain. Dominating. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Make haste. Inevitably.
Killing spree.
The way is always the same.
An enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret. Turret plating will fall soon.
Already there.
An enemy has been slain. Killing spree. Rampage. Double kill. An enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed a turret.
The way is always the same.
Victory!
Perfectly clear to the foe that they had a pretty hefty list of dudes already in line for the Green Goblin. People they told him would be better qualified.
You're out, Norman.
But Defoe was enthralled that this huge studio was taking a chance on somebody like Sam Raimi, and by extension Tobey Maguire.
I'm not a doctor. I haven't been to medical school. I haven't even been to high school.
And so, tooth and nail, Defoe fights for it.
That time, I was like literally put on tape
to convince these people that I was their guy.
I chose my path, you chose the way of the hero. And they found you amusing for a while, the people of this city. But the one thing they love more than a hero is to see a hero fail, fall, die trying.
But Defoe didn't just want to do it. He was adamant that nobody else, not another actor, and not a stunt double, would or even could do it.
Hello and welcome to this new video. So we're gonna be doing, well, I don't know. So there are buns. Nice auto in. He went for an E to each other in a moment. Nice. I get that. Nice auto in. He went for an E. I was able to block the entirety of the E damage and get a grasp auto in. Nice. He wants to get a hit in. Oh, I think he hit past my shield just now, but at least I blocked the creep damage. Probably Q here. Let's see. Nice. Okay, he uses W. I tanked his hit. He tanked my hit. But his was on passive. I had to use my W here. Good thing it's on a low cooldown. Nice. And okay, so the conditioning and the overgrowth are just basically pure scaling. I'm all about trying to scale here. I take a hit here. Oh goodness. Might have done a little bit too much. Actually, not the worst. He's trying to get this push in. I just need to stop him from pushing. I'll hit him. Nice. I'm able to tank quite a bit there. Use his Q. That's fine. I'll pop my pot too. So he had 2 pots with Thorns. Nice. Every time I W, I'm getting a nice hit in. And I'm shielding his damage. Now he's out of sustain. A little bit rough for him. I'm going to try to lead with a Q. Oh, I missed. Okay. We'll push in here. I don't know if I can get Dove though. I doubt it. Let's just make sure to get the farm here. Good. Okay. We need to like person to go all the way back. Nice. This is for better. Even Timo auto, like that's really so it's still somewhat dangerous for him. I was able to get a grasp auto, and every time I get grasp and he doesn't, it's pretty good. Nice. Ooh. Might have tanked a little bit too much. Jeez, dude, what is going on? Push in. Leona is having some good for this. Let's take a look at that. And I get a shield up in the middle. I don't know, like 1 point, but it's mostly just for we went Bammies. Both take a hit here. Okay. Problem is he can use his abilities without having to commit anything, and I kind of have to. He can just items right away. I didn't go Dove, so I can't get like level 3 Dove or something, right? Because there's no way I'm. Let's get this. Oh, I should have just hit that before he gets back. This is why the Q is important. And then, you know, I back to go through. Need to just be even a half. Need just gold. If he comes here, I'm just gonna ulti him so he can take his Bammies will make him tank. Nice. Forces ulti. I wonder if the Rengar's here. No ulti. Chill with ulti. No ulti because he decided to. It's mostly going to come from the Fim Winter anyway. Really a bit easier. He force I force or killing too much maybe. Ooh, actually, the plate's gonna go in a moment. Maybe next wave. Here, give me the grass, buddy. No? Okay. Any minion that I make him lose, to me, is worth it. Let me just get a grasp auto. Thank you. He made me lose a grasp. Or sorry, a minion. Grasp. It would have been so, dude. That's TP. Look for him, but I think it would have been too far. Sorry, lads. Hey, it didn't look bad though. I mean, even if I see him TPing, that's one of the things about top lane. It's like being able to gauge on the fly whether or not you should TP. Can be one of the harder things to do. 3 to the. You want to herald this? As long as I don't miss any minions, I'm fine. Oh, I thought last auto. I don't know if I survive this. Okay, I survived this. Goodness. Don't take my cannon. I'm not like, dude, even if... Well, a whole... Right? You might not begin with tank, you manage over time. Attacking, I got my menu do is yes, and then you TP back, and then with a Sheen Buy, wow, I got so creep blocked just now. With a Sheen Buy, you can actually destroy people. Like, you walk up to them, you W and auto them, you got Cheap Shot, Shield Bash, your passive, you know, your regular auto attack, and then Sheen, like, you got 5, like, different things going on. Yeah, it's quite a bit. Or you could be roaming up. I think she is. I'm gonna ditch over this way. I need to leave. And she dashed. I could all champion. Nice. Okay, and we're just gonna be splitting all. Go take a little bit of action. Trade when that. We deal. Just because Shen bots, I like, you know, doesn't it this year. So I could just get dragon. I said a little bit, you know, so I didn't lie. Get my grasp auto. What happened to this guy's model size? Jesus. Let him step past you. Ooh, haha, I fake it. I'm just hitting him every time my grasp is up. We need. That's a. Did have ult, but I think the XP. Oh, what happened? This I missed. Stacked. Brother, I've been so tired. Also, how do you guys like the game sounds? They should be very faint, but nice. I got 200. He could have very well have taken. Oh, okay. Ulti for ulti, I'm down. Oh, I missed my ult. Sure, maybe Rengar, kind of Ahri, but the easiest and safest option is to have the Malphite lead with ulti, right? Like, we are winning. Like, maybe ulti. For sure, it is worth it to take his ultimate, because my team does not need me. My team does not need my ultimate to do anything. I'm just playing top lane, bro. I'm living my life here. I'm just hitting towers and that's it. Let me smack you for grasp and leave. I should have W'd earlier. Nice. So the real bread and butter, meat and potatoes, whatever you want to call them, of this video should have been in the first. Would be the first here. Oh boy, I'm gonna ulti these guys. Stop their carries from hitting, and then I'm gonna channel my back here and TP in. Okay, you guys notice that they dove in with Malphite and Rengar. I ulti the Ahri and the MF. Super follow up earlier. I got a nice number. I got 200. Let's go. This, on the next video, I've been kind of chilling a bit. Hey, so thanks for watching.
theoryware.com, filled with all the lotions and hacks that I needed to finally end this educational but exhausting sunscreen debate. Now all I needed to do was tape up my grid, lotion up, and lie down. I mean, we'd controlled for everything at this point. What could possibly go wrong?
So here we go. It's activated. I gotta go. Bye.
Oh. Unbeknownst to me, I had 5 minutes to prepare myself before the thing fired off. Apparently they don't expect their typical clientele to take an hour bisecting their body with medical tape and then smearing 13 different lotions and 3 separate condiments across their skin. They will be hearing about that on their next Yelp review. In the end though, what it meant was that yet again, we had ourselves a bust.
So Matthew's come out, a bronze Adonis.
Oh, certainly not. It caught me completely off guard.
Oh no!
And so I'm taping myself as it ignites. No suntan lotion.
Oh no.
By the time I was in the bed, I had 5 minutes of my 10 minutes left.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, you're not fooling me 3 times. Though we were defeated, we finally had ourselves a plan of attack. This time, my body would be gridded up in advance, with each segment already filled in. Yes, that would mean I mildly smelled of guacamole and pina colada when I spoke to the tanning booth operator the next day, but no, I didn't worry about that, because I'm assuming she's experienced weirder. Also, by pre-gaming my lotions, that would give me a chance to absorb it into my skin for about 10 minutes, something that the back of the bottles recommend in the instructions. Lastly, we decided to expand our range of products to include one of those ultra expensive lotions that they sell you at the tanning salons. These luxury tanning lotions are designed to get you that crispy butterball on Thanksgiving Day complexion and will run you, get this, $250 a bottle minimum. Minimum! I decided to go with the sensible route and choose to buy one of the single-use packets without any bronzer inside so as not to affect the results. It was much more affordable at a mere $25 for a single-use packet. Nearly as much as all of our Sephora options.
We're getting educated. This is an educational journey for all of us that should have not been this much of a curve.
How hard can it be? Just slather it on and then lay it on the sun. This is all showcasing how the TikToks and shorts and videos that have been out there right now probably have not done this accurately.
No.
Right? Like, I don't think anyone has actually thought about, like, sun position and full exposure and sweat and how long is it soaking in. So I think tomorrow we'll have everything that we need. We'll know everything. We know the different types of UV light. We know the beds. We know the mixes, all of this stuff. So we can finally get definitive evidence about whether or not sunscreen is actually going to do anything. Who knew it would be this hard? I did not expect this one to be nearly this hard.
I thought this was going to be a really easy one.
So, with our plan set, all I had to do was spend the rest of the day doing as much research as I possibly could about sunscreens, UV light, and tanning beds until I felt comfortable enough to head out for our third and final attempt. You see, the tanning salon really threw me for a loop when they started to talk about the 4 different bed types and how they each had different mixtures of UV light, which made me finally realize, hey, maybe I should have done some more research before jumping into this experiment, which is exactly what I finally did. As you're probably already aware, the sun produces ultraviolet or UV light. This light is invisible to our naked eyes, but it's not invisible to our skins. When UV light hits your skin, specialized cells called melanocytes release the dark pigment melanin to the rest of your skin cells, giving you that trademark tanned color. Of course, how much melanin's in your skin by default leads us to the wide spectrum of skin colors that we see throughout the world, which seems like a good opportunity to acknowledge I am only one person. My skin obviously does not represent even a fraction of the people out there, so let it be known, your results with sunscreen will probably vary a lot. But then, what is sunscreen supposed to do? Well, that ultimately depends on the type. Chemical sunscreens, your typical lotions and sprays, are absorbed into the skin and act as another line of defense to absorb UV light just like melanin does. On the other hand, mineral sunscreens like zinc oxide sit on top of the skin, acting as a shield, reflecting UV light back into the world before it can and lights, your typical lotions and sprays, are absorbed into the skin and act as another line of defense to absorb UV light just like melanin does. On the other hand, mineral sunscreens like zinc oxide sit on top of the skin, acting as a shield, reflecting UV light back into the world before it can penetrate into your skin. In either case, sunscreen gives your melanocytes just enough time to produce the melanin needed to protect your skin from damage. If you forget to apply sunscreen or if you stay out for too long, your skin becomes overwhelmed, and that UV radiation starts to literally destroy your skin cells. The best case scenario for that, the UV light damages the DNA of your cells to such a degree that it just dies. Your immune system then rushes blood and immune cells to the damaged area, causing it to become inflamed and red. You heard that right, the itchiness and redness of a sunburn, it's not caused by the sun literally burning your skin, it's from your own body trying to heal itself. Really puts a different spin on that summer glow, doesn't it? But of course, there are worse options. In very rare instances, instead of the UV light killing the skin cell outright, it instead mutates the skin cell's DNA, turning it to cancer. And all of that that is without mentioning the wrinkles, sunspots, and premature aging that come with sun overexposure. So how then does a tanning salon try to mimic all of this? Well, much like how skin types are not all the same, not all UV radiation is the same either. You see, the UV radiation that we experience here on Earth from the sun comes in two different flavors, UVA and UVB. UVA, which makes up about 95% of the UV light that we take in from the sun, penetrates deeper into the skin. UVA is connected to some types of skin cancer, but is the kind that's most associated with skin aging, since it damages the collagen and elastin that keeps your skin tight and perky under the surface. UVB, meanwhile, which makes up the other 5% of the sun's light, is the much more dangerous kind. It mainly impacts the upper layers of your skin, and it's the one most associated with burns and more types of cancers. As a result, sun protection factor, or SPF, that little number on the side of your sunscreen, it only measures how well it protects you against UVB rays, not UVA. So you could put on an SPF 100 all day, every day, and that doesn't mean that you're protected at all from the aging and cancerous side effects of UVA. If you want a sunscreen that, protects you against both, look for the phrase broad spectrum on your sunscreen. That way you know it protects against the burning and cancer-causing UVB and the aging and wrinkle-causing UVA. And you see, it's this balance of UVA and UVB that I hadn't really considered when I first got to the tanning salon. Different beds with their different bulb makeups all deliver different relative amounts of these two lights, with beds ranging from the basic model and a 90-10 UVA to UVB split, all the way up to the instant beds with the skin-crackling 50-50 split. So for our experiment, I decided to opt for 4 straight days using a mix of their fastest bed, which had a 70-30 divide, and the instant bed with its 50-50. That way I could really get a test of how well these sunscreens were fighting back against the most intense versions of these UVB rays. So finally armed with my newfound doctorate in sun protection studies, and after pre-applying our wide range of sun products, I bravely returned to the tanning salon and spent the next several days collecting more data. And I gotta be honest, I felt like I was a baked potato trapped inside some sort of sci-fi stasis tube, with dozens of controls and misters and fans and voice controls that talk to me. What's more, the instant bed was entirely flat acrylic, which meant that my exposed body was just awkwardly lying there, like I was a piece of paper on some giant human Xerox machine. That said, for as strange and foreign as it was inside my little space tube, the warmth of all the lights was actually really nice and comforting. Honestly, if I didn't know the amount of skin damage that I was actively throwing myself into, and if the machine didn't warn me of my imminent death multiple times on every square inch of the device, this would have been a really pleasant and relaxing experience. Sadly, I did know all those things, so all that relaxation potential was ultimately wasted. Seems like in this case, ignorance might be bliss. Not necessarily positive skin health, but at least bliss. What foolishly started as a 2-hour experiment in the end ballooned to a week of tests, 2 failed trials, 4 days laying in a human Xerox machine, and 14 equivalent hours of sun exposure. But finally we had it, and the results were incredibly clear. So before I show you what we discovered, I hope you take a moment to appreciate what we had to do to make sure that you, the viewer, had the information necessary to make informed sunscreen decisions. Far from me to tell you what to do, but feels like I deserve a click of that subscribe button. How many other channels in your subfeed are gonna subject themselves to high doses of UV radiation in the name of science? I didn't think so. Anyway, without any further delay, let me show you what all the sunscreen and sunlight did to my body. Here are the final results. All right, so here we are. 3 failed experiments and 5 suntans later. Let's see where we netted out, shall we? This is awkward, me disrobing in front of a camera like this. Shouldn't we be saving this for the OnlyFans? Only theories? Only theories! Theories that are too hot for YouTube. What is this channel? I love this channel so much, it's so dumb. But it's answering really important life questions, like, hey, does sunscreen work? So enough of me delaying the inevitable. Let me take off my shirt in front of this camera and in front of my employees. This is great. Here we go. I love how nasty the tape has gotten after 3 or 4 days of just having it on here. So, I mean, it seems pretty definitive as far as where I'm standing. This is your control right here. Pretty obviously, everything around it, not tan and not red and angry at me. So it says that suntan lotion is clearly doing something. Honestly, I think what I'm most surprised by with this is every square worked, which is shocking to me. This one right here, this is the 7 SPF. Literally nothing. Unchanged. Fantastic. This one right here, this is actually the suntan lotion that we got from Suntan City that is supposed to make you look darker and get the most out of your suntan booth session. Also, unchanged. That's how they get the money out of you, clearly. Everything else, gels, totally fine. The little expensive chapstick worked. Cheap worked. Expensive worked. It all worked. You know what didn't work though? Any of the TikTok hacks. Mayonnaise, guacamole, little boy in the middle there, that's coconut oil. Yeah, not a whole lot. It's also worth
All in good time.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn. First blood.
Time is wasted.
Minions have spawned.
Yes. Inevitably. Time is wasted. Yes. Make haste. Inevitably. The way is always the same.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Time is wasted.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Already there.
You have been slain. An ally has been slain.
Inevitably. Make haste. haste. All in good time. The way is always the same. Time is wasted. Already there.
Too easy. An ally has been slain.
Yes.
Enemy killing spree.
Good time. Inevitably. Make haste. The way is always the same.
We share the same.
Enemy killing spree. You have been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Time is wasted. haste.
Shut down. Enemy killing spree. Enemy double kill. Enemy triple kill.
Inevitably. The way is always the same.
An enemy is dominating. Your team has destroyed a turret. An ally has been slain.
Already there.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy is godlike. An ally has been slain. Turret plating will soon fall. Your team has destroyed a turret. Your turret has been destroyed.
Time is wasted. Yes.
Enemy rampage. An enemy has been slain. Enemy double kill. enemy is dominating. Your turret has been destroyed.
All in good time.
You have slain an enemy.
Already
Your turret has been destroyed.
inevitably. The way is always the same.
An ally has been slain.
Time is wasted.
An enemy is godlike. A summoner has disconnected.
Calling out the fact that, like, hey, some of these were minerals. Most of these had like the uncomfortable chemicals that people can't pronounce. They all work fine. But the ones that had minerals that didn't have any of those fancy scientific ingredients, yep, totally fine. Across the board, it seems pretty darn definitive. Sunscreen actually protects your body. Doesn't matter the SPF, doesn't matter the ingredients, it is there. Don't use mayonnaise. That's dumb. I wasted a week of my life and probably gave myself like skin cancer or something to prove to you that sunscreen works. You're welcome, internet. Now can I get this tape off my body? So what is our big takeaway from this long, arduous experience? It turns out that stuff that we've been rubbing onto our bodies for years and has gone through rigorous experimentation, it does indeed protect your skin from sunburn. Shocking, I know. Science works. Who would have guessed it? But obviously we learned way more than just that. One, in terms of just pure visual appearance, the expensive brands did not seem to provide any more protection than your typical banana boats of the world. If you have a need or desire to have sunscreen that goes on clear or odorless, then sure, by all means spend the extra money, but otherwise, any brand should be doing just fine for you. Secondly, we found that there wasn't a strong correlation to SPF and the tan that we got. Honestly, I expected there to be a bit more of a gradient across my body, with lower SPFs failing and letting in at least some of the rays. I mean, each session in the tanning booth was meant to be the equivalent to 3 hours. I would have expected some of the lower SPF contenders to lose some level of effectiveness over that time, giving us at least some level of tan, but no, they seem totally okay. Heck, even the fancy tanning lotion, not sunscreen, but tanning lotion that Suntan City sold us did an excellent job of protecting our skin, which kind of feels like it defeats the stated purpose of the product a bit. Then again, they do want you coming in multiple times to get your
do that. Already there. Make haste. All in good time. Yes. Time is wasted. The way is always the same.
Don't take this personal. I'm not nice.
Inevitably. wasted. The way is always the same. Yes. Inevitable. Make haste.
With my wild.
Time is wasted. The way is always the same. Yes. Already there. All in good time. Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like banana. Make haste. time. Make haste. Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like... is always the same. Already there.
Victory!
ideal tan, so maybe this is more of a benefit to their profit line than your tan line. That said, if you are going to be spending any prolonged time out in the blazing sun, look for a sunscreen that is broad spectrum. That way you're protected against both UVA and UVB rays. And if you're really concerned about how chemicals in sunscreens are affecting your body and or the environment, then it seems like you can absolutely switch to a more mineral-based sunscreen that uses stuff like zinc oxide. They're proven effective both by the FDA and my chest, and they don't get absorbed into your skin. Regardless of the sunscreen though, be sure to read the packaging on your particular brand for how early and often they recommend reapplying the product. They develop those directions so people don't get hurt and they don't get sued, so I'm assuming their instructions are going to give you a pretty safe bet. Finally though, perhaps the biggest takeaway of all of this is not relying on sunscreen alone. You know what protected me the best during this entire experiment? The medical tape between the boxes and my shorts. If you're going to be spending time outside, take advantage of shade, hats, UV protective clothing like rash guards. These will ensure that you're minimizing your exposure as much as possible. Heck, all of those suggestions are supported not only by the doctors, but also by the sunscreen manufacturers themselves. Even the anti-sunscreen crowd's behind this one. Good to see that there is something that we all can agree on. Now, if you'll excuse me, the crew needs me. We lost our chessboard a couple weeks back and they were hoping to use my chess to play. Glad my weeks of pain wound up being useful to someone. But hey, that's just a theory. A style theory. Keep looking sharp.